you are a misogynist. Have you ever heard that term mentioned to you as a man, right? And a woman says that on your date, or maybe in your relationship, or maybe you're just talking in a group of people and somebody just flippantly goes, "You're a misogynist," or "That's misogyny." That's what I'm going to talk about in this video, and specifically the 3 surprising things about the misogyny and the meaning behind it that no one's telling you, right? So that's what we're going to get into this in this video, and keep watching because my personal favorite is number 2, and I'm going to just go into this topic to uncover the hypocrisy in this. All right. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification button because I'm dropping a video every day. All right. I do not throw around this word at all, right? But a lot of women today tend to be throwing around this word misogyny. He's a misogynist. That's misogyny, whatever. All right. So in this video, first, the 3 things that nobody's telling you is what does it actually mean, right? So if you ask a woman, what does that mean? She's going to come up with her own damn definition of it, right? And I'm not diminishing the true essence of misogyny. No, misogyny is at the truest essence, and I'm going to get into that in a second, is terrible. So, but it's morphed into meaning all kinds of things now. It's kind of like I watched this video and this person asked them, what does it mean to be queer? And the person couldn't give them an answer. And he was like, oh, so you're gay. And the person was like, well, just queer means something different. And the person's like, well, what does it mean? Right? So this is semantics, but semantics are important sometimes. So what does misogyny mean? Well, misogyny comes from the Greek root word of misein. Misein. I'm just taking a look at my notes. misein, which means hate. The ultimate meaning of misogyny from a dictionary standpoint, and I'm going to get into this number 2 thing that nobody's saying, is number 1 is it involves the hate of women, which is terrible, right? I do not hate women. I don't think any man should hate women. We should all love each other, right? And we're different. But at the truest essence of the word misogyny, it means to hate women. But now I'm going to get into number 2 because that term has morphed into, number 2, it's morphed into this. If a man thinks that men are, excuse me, I'm just taking a look at my notes and make sure I got all the right thing. If number 2, if men think that men are better than women, it's considered misogyny. Like, what the fuck? Okay, look, men and women are very, very different. And there are certain things, which I'm going to talk about, 5 things that men are better than women. And that is not misogyny, that is facts, okay? And I thought to do this video because you guys are going to come across this when you're dating, and women are going to shit test you. And they're going to come up with stuff. So I'm doing these videos to arm you with responses. So for example, men are bigger than women, just size, right? That's number 1, that's obvious. Number 2, and I know you guys are right, oh yeah, number 2 is we're stronger, right? That's a fact. The average woman cannot do 1 pull-up. 0 pull-ups. The average woman cannot pull herself up from a bar, her body weight stretched out, and pull herself up. The average man can do 2 to 5 pull-ups. So, number 1, men are bigger. Like, we're just way more, we're taller, we're bigger. Number 2, we're stronger. Number 3, we're faster. Well, prove my point. The last Olympics, the Summer Olympics, right? The fastest woman's time was, I believe, 10.76 seconds. Fastest, final. 10.76 seconds will not even get that woman qualified to race against in the preliminary preliminary heats, of the 100 meters. That's how fast men are. That's how much faster men are Men are, if you can't break 10 seconds in the final 100 meters, like you're done. Like you're probably not even gonna place. In fact, just breaking 10 seconds, you're not even going to be in probably the top 5, top 6 runners. So the fastest woman, last Olympics, her time was 10.76, and she wouldn't have been able to make it, right, in the heats competing against men. So men are larger, we are stronger, we are faster. And number 4, and I can go on about a bunch of things, but I'll just focus on 5. Number 4 is we make more money. There are over 3,000 billionaires in the world, right? 12.5% of those billionaires are women. And guess where most of those women got their money from? Most. They got their money from either inheritance or divorce, okay? So, right? So men make more money even in their careers because they take on dangerous jobs. They do sciences jobs. They do construction. They work on oil rigs. They work as police, as firemen. They do jobs that just pay more because that has a higher amount of risk. So number 4 is men make more money, right? And like I said, there's over 3,000 billionaires in this world and only 12.5% are women. So, and number 5, this one's a little controversial, but from what I've seen, it's true. Men are smarter. Now, I need to qualify this. There's more male geniuses than females. And what counts as a genius? Again, there's ranges, but on the low end of what qualifies as someone as a genius is someone with an IQ of at least 140. So, little factoid, you might be surprised. Snoop Dogg, guess what his IQ is? 147. That dude is fucking smart. 147, and the baseline to get into the genius category is 140. Well, on the flip side, Taylor Swift has 145 IQ. Elon Musk, 155. Albert Einstein, they estimate that his IQ was around 160 to 165. Bill Gates is, they estimate as his is around 160, and Steve Jobs was around 160. I mean, we're talking elite of elite in terms of academics, right? In terms of just intelligence. But there's more men that are geniuses than women. That's in favor of the men. The bad news for men, if you haven't heard of the variability hypothesis, I encourage you to check it out. And it's basically a bar graph, right? On showing intelligent quotients and women and men and where they are, right? So the average woman is actually, based on the variability hypothesis, the average woman is actually smarter than the average man, okay? So that's the bad news for men. And this video, by the way, isn't to say put men on a pedestal and say, oh, men are so much better than women. No. It just, back to this misogyny thing. It's like, wait a minute, hold on. As a man, are you trying to tell me that I cannot say or think that men are better than women in certain areas? Like, you a fucking idiot. So that's what I'm talking about. Misogyny, unfortunately, that definition has now evolved into this nonsense where if you hold the position that no, men are better at certain jobs than women. In fact, a lot of jobs than women. Men are better than in sports than women. Men make more money than women. Men are smarter than women in terms of geniuses. Like, you start saying that stuff, this is what I'm talking about, right? And I did this video because it's very frustrating to me. It's like, wait a minute. So I have to sit back as a guy and not talk about the facts? All right, so talking about facts, moving on. Number 3 is Aristotle, right? So things kind of started with this whole, anti-men kind of saying that. Back to what I said earlier, the hate of women is terrible, and I do not endorse that at all, just for clarity, right? But Aristotle, right? And the thing is, it's like, at what point is truth okay and not okay? So Aristotle was born in 384 BC, and he said, I'm just looking at my notes here, he said that women are inferior to men. Well, the context of back in 384 BC, okay, it wasn't about academic, like more women are graduating from universities and colleges than men. Fantastic, that's awesome, right? Women have come a long way, and I think that's an amazing thing. And policies and laws have changed to bring women up to the level where they should be, and that is equal with men in terms of, well, not all things, like, right, there's still some political issues that need to be resolved, but in general, they can vote, they can have property, all these things, which is amazing. And I agree with that. So Aristotle, he said back in 384 BC that women were inferior to men, and of course, he's now regarded as this misogynistic guy, right? And so again, I wanted to do this video to encourage you guys to hold firm on facts and not be ashamed of it, respectfully, right? And at the end of the day, here's this, just to finish this off. Women want to have sex and pretty much only want to have sex with bad boys, right? And bad boys hold their position. They have high self-esteem and they are not afraid to speak the truth. And those are the men that women ultimately want. They don't want a doormat. They don't want a nice guy. They don't want a guy that's constantly agreeing with them and becoming this beta male or soft, what was this? I did a video the other day on the soft ego era or soft guy era. That's what it's called. So I encourage you guys, right? Not to have hate towards women at all, right? But stick to the facts. So if a woman ever says to you, well, anything a man can do, a woman can do better, yeah, bullshit. I just named 5 things. You can't top men in those 5 things. And there's way more than that. But so thanks for listening to this rant, right? Because I've been wanting to do this video for a while. And let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you next time.